In today's video, I'm going to be smushing these two kits together to make this bad boy. So let's get straight into it. So many years ago, I was given this old Nurgle Daemon Prince, but he's missing some parts, like the left arm and his head and little bone chimneys that came out of the back of him. So the first thing I had to do was, well, build him a left arm. So Daemon Princes are usually equipped with a Hellforged weapon and an Infernal cannon. So obviously here I wanted to make up the little shooty arm. And I kind of had this idea where the Plague Spewer had merged with his flesh, kind of like an obliterator or a mutilator or something like that. So I got this spare arm out of the new modern Daemon Prince kit. And I kind of marked out where I wanted the arm to be and start merging on the gun. So I got my little hobby saw out and just sort of cutting in grooves where I wanted everything to line up. Then after I kind of cut the outline of where I want this to be, I just went in with my hobby clippers and my knife to just slowly cut out chunks while occasionally dry fitting the model just to make sure that it fits and it's in the position I want. Now with a lot of this kit bash, I'm not going to be very neat and tidy because I'm going to be coming in later with a whole lot of green stuff to Nurgle this bad boy up. And as you can see here, I've got the arm and the gun glued together now, and we'll be coming back to this a bit later. Now the next thing I did was a really quick job, and that was to cut out this little peggy groove on the original Daemon Prince arm, and I'm just going to straight up glue the sword from the current newer Daemon Prince onto this one, because that was another thing that was actually missing from this kit was the original sword, which is unfortunate because that's kind of the coolest part of the old Daemon Prince, or the old Nurgle Daemon Prince I should say. And another small detail I'm going to prepare now, but I'm going to glue on later, is adding this little chaosy ridge slash spike thing. It just kind of fit perfectly in that little groove on his back. And this is just from one of the face plates from the Blight drones, I believe. Now onto easily my favorite part of this model, and that's giving him some wings. And I had some bloat drone wings lying around from when I bought some kits for my Nurgle Chaos Knight kit bash. Check that video out if you haven't seen it yet, because there's a lot of techniques that are going to kind of cross over in these videos. But now originally I was just going to pin these wings, drilling a hole, sticking some wire in there and stuff like that. But I thought, you know what, I could just drill holes straight into this resin and stick the wings into them. That way it'd possibly be even stronger of a hold. So that's exactly what I do here. I use my hobby knife to kind of make a pilot hole. Then I get a big old drill bit out. Now if you got a really good Dremel, this would be even better. I need to invest in one of those. But yeah, I just start carving out a hole to fit these wings in. But one thing I also do to make sure these wings fit even better is I trim the gluing point into more of like a peg slash spike so it fits into those holes a lot better. And voila, we've got that little ridgy spike thing and the wings stuck to this model. Like I said, easily my favorite part of this whole thing. And it was super quick and easy to do. And because they're not just held in by some flimsy little wire, hopefully these bad boys will never snap off. Touch wood. But the next step is possibly the most important step of this whole thing, and that's making him look like he's actually flying. Now the original model is quite squat and not very dynamic, so I got my hobby saw out and I cut the feet off of this guy. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill little holes through the feet at an angle that I think would work, because I want his feet kind of pointing downwards, so they're kind of just dangling in the air. Then I'm going to drill a hole into his legs, pin it all together, bend it into the position that I want, and then just super glue it all so it doesn't move. But before I glue all the parts together and start green stuff in this bad boy, I wasn't really happy with the length of the gun. I thought maybe it was just too long. So I got my hobby saw out again and I just kind of trimmed the middle bit out and just kind of squished it back together again, just a bit more stumpy. Like I said before, I wanted this to look like the weapon and the arm have kind of mutated, merged together, not just an arm and a giant gun connected at the ends. It just didn't look right to me. Like I said, just too long. But now that all the bits are ready to go, it's time to whip out my green stuff. Now I'm just mixing up 50-50 between the blue and the yellow, just standard mix there. And it's time to add some boils and weird nurgly growths and stuff on this guy. So all I really do here is I roll up tiny little balls of green stuff, Now using my silicone shapers, but you could use a toothpick, just remember to keep your tools nice and damp, and I just start placing them down on the miniature where I want them. Now some of these little pussy balls, I will just kind of leave them in a spotty boil shape, but most of them I'm going to push a little hole in the center just to kind of create these weird pussy craters, I guess, which sounds disgusting, but that's the whole point. I'm trying to make this Nurgle model as gross as possible. Now I'm going to use this to, one, like I said, give it the Nurgle vibe. Two, it's hide any seam lines and stuff like that from the previous person that built this model, and also it's just an old resin kit. But in particular with this gun, I'm using it to kind of merge those two parts together. But now for the feet, there's obviously giant gaps from where I cut the miniature and repositioned them. But luckily this is Nurgle. So the original kit, the resin one, between all the joints has got this kind of stretched out flesh. So that's kind of what I'm going to go for here. I'm just going to ram in loads of green stuff in these little holes. Then again, I'm going to use my silicone shapers here to start pushing in little like strips and indentations to kind of create this weird, long, stretched out, fleshy look. And then just around the edges of the little fleshy strips, I'm going to again just put in little boils and craters and stuff like that. One, it brings that kind of element around the whole model, but also helps blend that green stuff into the armor a bit better as well. Now as for the head, this is just the Nurgle head choice from the current Daemon Prince kit. And I glued it on, but obviously there was a bit of a gap down the side. Now I rammed some green stuff in there, smoothed it out. But this part wasn't really necessary because later on I'm going to be adding on some green stuff over his head anyway. And another thing you won't really see was I used green stuff as well to fill out the arm gap for the weapon arm, or the gunny arm I should say. Like I said, you're not going to see this, but I'm doing this more to strengthen that area because it would just be tiny little spots of plastic super glued on. At least this way there's more for the gun arm to kind of hang on to. And any bits you do see underneath the shoulder pad, at least it'll look a lot more natural. Then I went on to merging the wings with the model. So same thing again, I just made loads of big balls of green stuff and just started placing them around the wings. Again, just like craters and pustules and stuff like that. Just making it look like these wings are just spouting out of this nasty flesh growth. And that's why kitbashing Nurgle is so fun. Like I said, you can be as messy as possible and you can do simple green stuff techniques like this just to make it all blend together, and it just looks perfect for Nurgle. Now as you can see here, the model's all glued together, got everything in the positions that I wanted, all the green stuff, well, mostly done. And I kind of mocked up a bit of a simple base here right now, just so I can get the miniature in the position that I want and pegged into the base. But now onto the final bit. And this is kind of a running theme from all my Death Guardy Nurgle kitbashes I've done. I mean, if you look at my Lord of Contagion and my Nurgle Chaos Knight, they've all got these neck scarf dangly kind of things. And I wanted to add it to this guy as well. So I rolled out some more green stuff, and then I rolled said green stuff into a very long sausage. Then when it was kind of like roughly the length that I wanted, I just got my paintbrush and used it as a rolling pin to flatten this out, because this is obviously going to be some cloth. Again, remember to keep your surface and your tools wet while doing this. And once I got the desired length and thickness and everything that I wanted, I snipped that piece in half, and then I just started adding some ripped up texture with my hobby knife, just cutting some triangular points at the bottom, just making it look like this cloth is a bit more torn and ragged. And then once I had those two strips dangling down both sides of his head, it didn't quite look right to me, so I decided to just do some smaller strips, just kind of dangling down the sides and across the head and stuff like that, to really give that tattered cloth hood kind of vibe. And once all the chunks were down, all the strips are where I wanted them to be, I just got my nice pointed silicone shaper here, made sure it was wet, and I just started kind of smoothing in some detail and kind of trying to slightly sculpt it. So adding some curves and ridges into the cloth, making sure it looks like it's conforming to the shape of the miniatures, because obviously the wind will be blowing it as this guy's flying around, or levitating, what it kind of seems in this position, I guess. And luckily with this miniature, because it has so many lumps and bumps and stuff like that, it's very easy just to run your silicone shaper around it and let the green stuff conform to the shape of the miniature, and again it creates those ripples and waves and just makes it look a lot more natural. And then I do spend a bit of time on the top of the head where all the bits of cloth meet. I'm just trying to like make sure they all blend in smooth together so it looks like one piece of cloth. And with that done, I think it's time for a painted up reveal. And there you have him, ladies and gents, in all his nasty death god Nurgle glory. Now I thought this model actually turned out a lot better than I expected, especially merging a really old Daemon Prince kit kinda with a new one and a bit of other pieces as well. But of course, what do you think? Do you think this is better than the old one, maybe the new one as well? Because I don't feel like the new one is all that Nurgle-y. And of course, if you've got any suggestions for any future kit bashes or specifically maybe Nurgle Death Guardy kit bashes, let me know in the comments below. But as always, if you did enjoy the video, you know what to do, the like, share and subscribe, it helps the channel massively. But if you'd like to go that step further to support the channel and help me keep my bids box full, then feel free to jump on my YouTube membership, Patreon, or maybe make some hobby purchases through my affiliate link. It all helps that channel out just that extra little bit. But until next time guys, bye bye.